Imagine getting paid just for sharing your thoughts on products and services you use every day. With Survey Junkie, it's that simple. Click on the link in the video description to discover how you can start earning today by taking surveys.
An internal memo circulated among Border Patrol agents instructs those in the San Diego sector to release single adults from all but 6 countries into the U.S. The memo, obtained by the Washington Examiner, was disseminated following President Joe Biden's executive order that theoretically attempts to ban most illegal immigrants from using the asylum claim went into effect last week. Anna Giaritelli, who first reported on the memo's details, said the document instructed officials to process all single adults from the Eastern Hemisphere via a process called notice to appear/released on own recognizance, except for those from 6 select countries: Russia, Georgia, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Moldova, and Kyrgyzstan. Citizens from all other nations in the Eastern Hemisphere, outside of those half-dozen, attempting to illegally cross the U.S. border into the San Diego sector, will be released freely into the country, according to the memo. The president announced last week, while throwing blame at Republicans in Congress, that he was using executive authorities available to me as president to do what I can on my own to address the border. That order, CBP officials say, will take some time to implement. The agency, along with the whole of DHS, are still engaging with uncooperative countries in the Eastern Hemisphere, some of which refuse to take their citizens back when the U.S. attempts to deport them. Fox News' Bill Malugin reported that the shocking memo applies only to the San Diego sector because of the specific range of citizenries agents encounter there. CBP officials said even if the Eastern Hemisphere migrants are released into the country with essentially no strings attached to their releases, they will not be eligible for asylum. Last week, DHS officials also acknowledged that it is difficult to remove illegal migrants from some Eastern Hemisphere countries, but they are actively attempting to pursue cooperation with some, including China. There are a significant number of countries the U.S. has identified as unwilling to cooperate with the U.S. deportation system, and will refuse to accept flights filled with their citizens who have been sent back. While the San Diego sector of the U.S.-Mexico border receives a large portion of illegal guests from uncooperative Eastern Hemisphere nations, most of the illegal entrants still hail from Western Hemisphere countries that cooperate with U.S.-led expedited removal plans. But until those select Eastern Hemisphere countries find reason to cooperate, officials say there is little the executive order will do to help expel illegal migrants from that specific corner of the globe. San Diego, like other big border towns, receives hundreds, if not thousands, of migrants each day. Pictures and videos convey the constant stream of migrants being dropped off at commuter stations in the Southern California city. Biden's much-touted executive order will suspend, temporarily, the entry of illegal migrants across the southern border only after the number of average border encounters in a day hits 2,500 for 7 days in a row. DHS and DOJ have simultaneously rolled out increased standards for asylum claims. But Biden's rule will not apply to illegal immigrants who fall into categories like unaccompanied children, or those who are assessed as victims of severe forms of trafficking. Those crossing illegally who have scheduled an appointment using the CBP One app will also not be held to the standards of the executive order. Another exception is based on those whose totality of circumstance, including consideration of significant law enforcement, officer and public safety, urgent humanitarian and public health interests that warrant permitting the non-citizen to enter.